Oh, hi. So a few weeks ago, I posted a video about how I'd already given up on my paper planner and had decided I was going to move into digital planning on my iPad. So I thought I'd give you an update on how that's going. Okay, so the first thing I had to do was to figure out how I was going to do it on my iPad. And I had used GoodNotes in the past, so I decided that was the app I was going to use to do all this in. But then I went down the never-ending rabbit hole of like what template I was going to use. And I have tried 3 different ones. I'm going to show you the one that I'm using right now, and I think it's the one I'm going to stick with. It's not 100% perfect, but I think it's going to get the job done. Now, I'm sure, as you can imagine, there are templates and templates and templates. I mean, I could have spent a week looking at different templates. So I found some on Etsy. They were all very easy to download. They came with great instructions. It was super easy to load them into GoodNotes. And because I'd used GoodNotes before, I think it had, the learning curve wasn't too bad. So, like I said in my other video, I'm keeping my calendar in Outlook. You'll see I am using calendars a little bit in the digital planner, but like all my meetings, all my appointments, I live and die by Outlook, and that's going to stay that way. So what I found that I wanted in this digital planner was like a year overview, a month overview, and then a page for every day, and mostly for to-dos for each day. So that's where I am. The agenda or the planner that I'm using, like the template that I'm using, has some other really fun things in it that I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'll try that too. So let me walk you through them. Okay, and maybe just a little disclaimer. I have watched a lot of these videos on TikTok, and I just am gonna say my quality is gonna be nothing like that, okay? I don't have the time or the patience to figure out how people do all those great like overhead shots, and I mean, they make it look so easy. I know it's not. So I'm just gonna flip things around and show it to you because that's what I know how to do. So if you've never used GoodNotes before, like I said, there might be a slight learning curve. I have used it. I know like this much about all the different things that you can do with it. So again, I'm no expert, but when you log in, you've got like this document section, and then you can create folders, or you can have your, your notebooks. And so you can see I've played around with a couple of these, but you can customize the cover. So this is the one I'm going to use right here. It just says my daily planner. And so I'm going to open that up. Now, the cool thing about all these templates is once you get them, you can customize them, you can rearrange things, you can do a lot. So I've taken some things out, I've rearranged some things, but the way I have it set up is when I first open it up, I've got a year at a glance calendar. And one of the things I like to do is keep track of like when I'm away. And so I'm going to use this to just sort of highlight when I'm out of town. I like to look back over my year and see when I was home and when I was gone. So that's what I'm going to use the calendar overview for. So one of the cool things about the way GoodNotes works is you can set up hyperlinks. So I can click on any of these dates, and it'll actually take me to that day within the planner. So I'll show you that in just a second. First, what I'm going to do is, down the side, it's got like all of the months. So I'm going to go to a month and show you what that looks like. Okay, so here's a month. I'm showing you October because October is the only one that didn't have stuff already on it. And I didn't think you wanted to see like when my dad's birthday was, and when I was going to be out of town for work and that kind of stuff. But anyway, so here's just a month. One of the things you'll notice down here is I did come up with a little color coding system, and I'm going to use a color if I'm traveling for work, if I'm traveling for personal, a different color if my husband's going to be out of town, just so I can like glance and really, look quickly and see what's going on. Again, high level, all the details are going to be on my calendar. The other thing, and I think it's probably hard to see here, let me actually zoom in. All of the, on the planner that I got, on the planner I got, all of the calendars have integration with your calendar on your iPad or your phone, which is cool. So you can actually enter information through this. There's like a little shortcut that the woman who designed these created. It pops up a little widget. You can type in whatever the event is, and it actually will add it to your real calendar. So I thought that was really cool. Okay. Next is my daily page. And this is the part that's not quite perfect. What I really wanted was basically this, but I didn't want it to be time slots over here. I just wanted like a brain dump section. I looked and looked and looked and couldn't find one. So this is what we ended up with. I should also say that this planner that I got, you can get all sorts of different color schemes. I went for the rainbow because I like rainbow colors and it just makes me happy. So mine is very colorful. There are other versions that are much more muted or that you may find more aesthetically pleasing. But so over here it's got the hours of the day. I've been using this just to quickly jot down little notes, just so I remember different things. It's got, what was the weather? What was your mood? It's got a place for, Lord, I need my glasses, for what you're going to focus on. It's got your priorities for the day. It's got 2 different to-do lists, which I think is nice because you can sort of have like a work one and a personal one. If you wanted to track your meals, you can do that. I don't do that. Or, exercise, self-care. I'm not going to do that. There's a place for gratitude, which I think is sweet. I've been really just using most of this for the to-do list. And again, like jotting down little notes. I have been sort of circling like what the weather was because I'm like, that's fun. So that's like the daily view. Okay, one of the other things is you've got these little tabs that run across or not tabs, these little icons that run across the top. These like take you to other things within the journal if you want to use them. So I'm going to click on one that is lifestyle. And it's got a big long list here. And I'm like, I'm not going to use all of these things, but there are some that I think I will use. And so I highlighted some of them. So like one of them is a book log. And so I didn't really love the book log that they had. So I kind of just generically made my own and just like put a blank piece of paper in here. And I'm going to put the covers of the books that I read because I thought that would be super cute. The other thing is there's a little bookshelf and you can like write in the names of the books you read. Again, thought that was cute. There's a little section like outfit planner. When I travel, I do sometimes try to plan my outfit so I can like maximize space and find things that all go together. So like I'm going to Disney in a few weeks, and when I start like planning that, I'll write down what I'm gonna wear every day so I can reference it when I pack. So I thought that was kind of cute. I'll probably like copy and paste the weather forecast and put that on this page just so I can remember what the weather's gonna be like. So again, thought that was cute. I'm not gonna go through all of these sections, but there's like a wellness section. There is a productivity section. There is a finance section. So, lots of different ways that you can customize this. What I found is if I'm not going to use it, I'm just, like I said, I'm not going to highlight it and then I'll just never go there. You could also just delete the pages too if you wanted to. Okay, so I won't go through all of them like I said, but I am going to click on this one that says a folder because this is probably where I'm going to spend the most of my time in this journal. So you can set up these little custom sections, and so you'll see I have a work one, a MayMay told me one, and then a personal one. And when you go into them, it's just little pieces of paper where you can take notes. Now the cool thing is that this app has all these different types of notes that you can use. So there's like blank, there's line, there's dotted, there's grid. I mean, it's really super cute. So I set up a personal section. In my MayMay told me, I put a little watermark of oh hi, just because I thought that would be fun, like a little piece of paper. In my work section, in the bottom corner, I put my company's logo, just so I would easily tell like what section I was in. And then all my personal notes will stay in here. All of my, like MayMay told me stuff will stay in here, but anything that I need for work, I'll actually just move into OneNote because I use OneNote. And so if I've like taken notes in meetings, I'll just move it all to OneNote. Actually, let me show you. They do have like a really cool meeting note template. So I've been, I'm going to mess around with that too. I haven't tried this. I've just been sort of scribbling notes, but I am going to try that. Okay, I'm gonna run out of time, so I'm gonna do a part 2. So it will be on my feed right after this. So I think that's it. Okay, bye.